Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, man, before we get into this video, please make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm a little bit under the weather today. We only had plans on producing two shows today, just 2 shows today, because I'm like, not really in the mood, but that's not an excuse to not show up and work. So as I was done shooting, while preparing content, we were working on content, I said, okay, let me click on this video here from a segment today on Undisputed. And funny enough, before clicking on this particular show, I had actually seen a clip where they were talking about another segment where Shannon Sharpe said, you know, which is the best rivalry. They were talking about what's the best rivalry in the last 20 years in the NBA. And they were arguing, is it the Golden State Warrior, or is it Stephen Curry versus LeBron? And Shannon Sharpe was like, it's a no-brainer. It's obvious, because you have Stephen Curry, who's a top 10 player of all time, and you have the number 1 player of all time in the GOAT and LeBron. And I'm like, the question I ask myself is, how long will Shannon Sharpe be allowed to get away? How long will Shannon Sharpe be allowed to get away with saying this type of stuff on TV before somebody says something? Like, how long is this supposed to be going on? So I let that go, and I wasn't even going to prepare anything. I'm like, whatever, man, this is just too ridiculous. So I left it alone, and as we're preparing the other content here, I now clicked on the next video, and this video was talking about, who would most benefit from another championship? Whose legacy would most benefit from another NBA championship? Would it be Stephen Curry or LeBron James? And they posed this question to Shannon Sharpe. So what we want to do is, I want to play exactly what Shannon Sharpe had to say, and then I'm going to come back here and just go off on the show here with a little bit of energy I have. Take a listen to what Shannon Sharpe had to say, and we'll come back to that.
Who needs the ring more?
Neither. Their place in history is already etched in stone. LeBron is the GOAT. Steph Curry is a top 10 player. LeBron's a 4-time champion, a 4-time Finals MVP, a 4-time regular MVP, a leading scorer in NBA history. Steph's a 4-time champ, a 1-time Finals MVP, a 2-time league MVP, the all-time leader three-pointers made. Neither leaves a ring at this point of their legacy. This isn't Chris Paul versus James Harden. You're talking about 2 Pantheon great players. So to this notion of that, who needs a ring more? Once you get to the level that they are, Skip, they walk away right now. And what? LeBron is the GOAT. Steph is a top 10 player. Right now, as I'm having this discussion with you, Mr. Bayless, he the GOAT.
I haven't even spoken.
He
yet.
the GOAT.
You're getting mad at me. I haven't even spoken.
Animals get mad. Humans get upset. He's already the
humans get mad.
No, animals do that. Foxes, they get rabid. They call them mad.
Oh, like mad.
Yeah.
Like mad cow disease.
Oh, you ain't never. My granny used to say that all the time. But anyway, Skip Bayless, he the GOAT. How do you get higher than GOAT status if you sport? Muhammad Ali was the first to say it, greatest of all time. LL coined the term GOAT. Big G, big O, big A, big T, followed by period. That's what GOAT James is. GOAT James and Chef Steph. Let him cook.
Yeah.
We good, Skip.
You're good.
Hey, like they say, we made men.
Yeah.
We made men.
One of you is.
No, stop it. You better stop it right now. Talk about one of us. We both are made men.
Shannon.
In every department.
Shannon, you know and I know that the GOAT went to 6 finals and won all 6 with 6
Only
MVPs.
went to 6?
Yeah. 6 and 0.
My guy went to 10.
6 and 0.
Half my guy career in the NBA has been in NBA finals. Your guy couldn't even do that half the time.
Your guy went to 10 finals and managed to win only 4 out of 10. He has 6 losses in the finals. 6 losses?
And guess what? He lost to the All I know, when they took the poll, the Athletic and everybody that did the poll said the 2017-18 Warriors are the greatest championship team ever. Better than the Big Three Celtics, better than the Showtime Lakers, better than 96, 97, 91, 92, 93 Bulls. And that's what he was up against. Who did you beat? The Supersonics? Really? Come on, stop playing.
One guy's undefeated in the finals, and the other guy hasn't even won half the finals he played in. You're below 50%. You're 4-6.
Look what it is.
You're sub 500
All
in
I
the
do,
finals.
hey, my
Sub
guy is the
500?
all-time leading scorer. My guy got more points, more rebounds, more block shots, more assists. What? More postseason points? Stop it.
All longevity records, which brings me to who needs the ring more. Well, clearly, LeBron desperately needs one more ring
To do what?
to try to make his desperate case that he's the GOAT.
I just told you the man to GOAT already.
He's the phony GOAT.
So let me ask you a
He's
question.
your GOAT.
So let me ask
God, where do we begin? Where do we begin with this guy? You know, Shannon Sharpe is beginning to become the poster boy for arguably the single most self-deluded fan base in all of sports. He's beginning to become the poster child for these guys. Only, you see, LeBron James fans, let me talk to you people, man. Let me talk to you dudes for a second. Let me check in with you dudes. I personally have LeBron James in my top 5. This is with all of his antics, with all of the help, with all of the losing. I still have him in my top 5 and number 4. That's why I got him. But I must say, the LeBron fans that run around talking about LeBron James is the GOAT, he's better than Michael Jordan, I don't think these guys are any different from Memphis Grizzlies fans or Memphis Grizzlies players. It's like you guys want to talk LeBron into the GOAT instead of him actually accomplishing what it takes to be a GOAT. Did you hear his reasonings for saying that he believes LeBron? Did you hear what he said? He said he has 4 championships, 4 MVPs, such and such, whatever accolades. Do you realize that the person in question, in terms of who he's comparing them to, do you realize he has more of those accolades? Do you realize that? So, if you know this, why would you make this statement? You know, on a serious note, serious note, I sit back, me, myself, and some other NBA fans, we sit back sometimes and we engage with some of you guys, not all of them, but some of you guys, and we really wonder, do you guys think with your emotions or do you think with logic? Because it sounds a lot of the time that you guys are thinking with your emotions. I see some of these jokers come to the channel every day. Some of them are typing in cap locks. Bro, what are you so sensitive? What are you so hype about? What is the need for you to be typing to me with cap locks? So you're there screaming on your keyboard. And so what? First of all, and number 2, why are you screaming? Why are you all in your feelings over this situation? That's I'm going to say this. We recently created a post on the channel addressing this very issue that I want to read to you guys quickly, because I think we need to inject some common sense and some logic into this conversation, because Shannon Sharpe is not speaking with comments. He's just talking with his. Matter of fact, he's just talking. He's not saying a damn thing. He made no real legitimate point. He just said he's a GOAT and he could not substantiate it. Skip asked him about the losing. He had nothing else to say. He thought that, just imagine how these people reason. Skip said, but this guy has a losing record. And the guy turns around and says, but who did Michael Jordan beat in the finals? They're like, you're trying to expunge losing by bringing up the opponent that the guy in question beat. Is that not the height of stupidity? Like, what are we discussing here? Let me get to the poll that the post that I put up on the channel. I'd originally said that if Stephen Curry gets his 5th ring, We need to reevaluate where we have Stephen Curry all time. Then I realized some LeBron fans got into the conversation, like, how could dare you compare Stephen Curry to LeBron, blah, 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 blah. So I put out this post, and I want to read it to you guys. I said, I see the last post about Curry potentially being top 5 if he gets 5 has stirred up a lot of interesting debates on the channel. Some are asking, what if LeBron gets 5? Where would he be? In my opinion, I think if LeBron gets 5, I think an argument can be made that he is top 3 all time. I could see him being behind, I could see him being 3 behind Kareem and Jordan. I can see how some will make the argument. I personally will have him neck and neck with Kobe. But here's the thing. In my honest opinion, I think he would need 7 or 8 rings to pass Michael Jordan. I think MJ is just that far ahead for a few reasons. Number 1, MJ is undefeated in the finals and LeBron is 4-6. So if he got 5, it means he would be 5-6. That's still a losing record. But more importantly, MJ would still have more finals MVPs, regular season MVPs, defensive player of the year, higher scoring average, higher playoff scoring average, more all defensive teams, and did all of that with less help, by the way. I think MJ is that far ahead. I truly believe that MJ is higher than number 1. He is on a list by himself, and then there's everyone else. I also believe that if we remove accolades, MJ was the better basketball player, and I think what makes MJ even more incredible is that he was scoring those points in a slower era with less possessions and a slower pace. If we remove accolades, the closest NBA player, in my view, in terms of basketball is Kobe. But since we can't do that, and we have to factor everything, I believe LeBron needs 7 to tie MJ and 8 to pass him. Because MJ never got swept in the finals, never melted down in the finals, and never got outplayed in any final series or outplayed by a teammate in any playoff run. We can't say Steph doesn't have the accolades to be in a convo with LeBron and turn right around and say LeBron should pass MJ with less accolades. That would be the height of hypocrisy. But in this case, this is not hypocrisy. This is stupidity. There's a fundamental difference. Here, this is just flat out stupid, what we're arguing here. It is, I mean, I can't think of any other way to label this except stupid. And my thing is, how long is this going to continue? How long are we going to keep having this being said on television before somebody steps up and say, okay, bro, guy, like, chill for a second. What are you talking about? Where are we going to get the pushback? I think Skip is just so tired of pushing back. He tried to do it a little bit, but I think even Skip believes that it's comical to say this. It is comical, in my view. LeBron would need 7 rings to catch MJ, and he would need 6 to pass him. 8 to pass him. You cannot come to me with 5 and say he's better. It's just ignorant to say something like that. He said, he's been to the finals 10 times, but I think Kareem has been to the finals 10 times. So why isn't Kareem the GOAT? Because he knows that's not his real criteria. His real criteria is, I love LeBron James, and that's all that matters. That's all that really matters. And I'll say anything, including pour honey on him. Bro, what? What are you talking about? What kind of fandom is that? I love Michael Jordan as a player. I love Kobe Bryant as a player. I love Kawhi Leonard as a player. You ain't gonna find no clip of me talking some crazy stuff about this and that. Why would I do that? I got a wife. What is wrong? So I got my wife here, and I'm gonna be talking about some other NBA. But why would I do that? Why would I do that? What would be the reason for me to talk like this? Why couldn't I curtail my emotions? I like LeBron. I would like LeBron, but not to that level. I like Kawhi Leonard. I'm not gonna get into no fight for Kawhi. Why would I do that? Why exactly in God's name would I do that? And my question is, when is this going to be checked? You see, you have the right to give your opinion. My thing is, where are the checks and balances? Where is the counterbalance to all of this? Skip is not really up there pushing back, really. And my thing is, how do you just get to say? And then the funny thing is, These people come to the channel. I mean, we're dealing with probably the most disingenuous, and I mean this. I mean this because it feels like all you got to say is, well, I'm going to say it. It's like maybe some speak into existence kind of mumbo jumbo. You keep doing that. Don't actually work. Just feel like you'll talk your way into success and see what happens. See what happens. That don't work. Action works. Yeah, you need a positive mindset, but you need to work. You need to work. There's no two ways about it. I'll give you guys a quick story and I'll close about this. Oh, if I just say LeBron is a GOAT, then therefore he's a GOAT. No, we need some actual results to prove it. I'll give you guys a quick example. You're going to laugh when you hear this one. I was in college and I was talking to my friends and they were talking about, and I forgot where I heard about speaking things into existence. I remember that. And just imagine yourself having something. I was broker than the 10. I was broke. Just follow this story here. Broke as hell. And at the time, I was like, man, I really want a Porsche 911. Not only a 911. Get this. I was so audacious that I didn't even say 911. I said a 911 turbo. Think about how reckless you got to be. And you broke. So I said, okay, I want a Porsche 911 turbo white. And I kept on watching this commercial over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this thing said, just believe that just envision yourself driving the car and envision yourself having the money. And just put your hand around the steering wheel like this and do like this. And do you know what I started doing? I started spending money. Get this. Listen to this. I started spending the little money I had with the mindset that money was coming. I used to have these imaginations while riding the bus. And I was doing this and I was doing this. And I realized I was getting broker and broker and broker. And I told my friend about this. And she was like, she started cracking up. She was like, but is it true? I was like, yeah, it's true. She was like, this is not a dream. It wasn't a dream. It was a nightmare you were having. That's not no dream. And I had to snap out of it because I thought, oh, well, I can just think my way into it. I can just talk my way into a white Porsche 911 turbo showing up in the apartment I was renting because I was renting with a roommate. It was so asinine to even do it. And then I realized later on, as silly as it may sound to you, that, oh, wait a minute. So you actually got to have a plan. You actually got to work. You actually got to do things. You actually got to go out there and make the money. That the money's not going to make itself. You got to go out there and get it for yourself. And then once you start getting it, then maybe you'll start attracting. But trust me, you got to become attractive for the money to be attracted to you. If you're not attractive and you think money's going to get attracted to you, it's not going to happen. The point I'm making is you can't talk LeBron into being the GOAT when there's no evidence to support it. And it's so annoying. And you know what these people will say after we produce this show? Oh, you hating. Oh, he a hater. Oh, what's the next one? Here go the black Skip Bayless. So what that make you? What that make you? The black of Shannon Sharpe? What that make you? So what that mean? What that mean? What's that supposed to mean? I'm supposed to feel a type of way about it? What does it mean? But to me, man, I think this is getting, it was funny at first, now just getting stupid. Because there's nothing that suggests that. Now, some people watch this show and feel otherwise. No problem. The comment section is open. And to me, I'll close with this. I have yet to hear one argument, I don't need 5. I have yet to hear one argument, one, that would make me think, you know what? Maybe LeBron is better than Jordan. Maybe I'm looking at I haven't heard not one. Not one. Not one. Because in order for you to make LeBron the GOAT, there has to be so many concessions. You have to concede so much. Number one, you have to concede losing. You have to kind of turn a blind eye to losing. And even after you turn a blind eye to losing, you now got to look at the winning, but the winning wasn't the same. You got to distort and contort your body just to see it in that way. And if you got to do all of that, if it's not obvious, then it means it's not the case. But for him to say that he's the GOAT, I think it's so disrespectful. What needs to happen is they need to get somebody on TV to pair with Shannon that says stuff about players that are less than LeBron and then run around, have those dudes say that they better and see how he act. See how he act when somebody else. What people need to do is maybe they need to get like guys that are less accomplished. I don't know who the player is. And start saying, oh, this guy's better than LeBron. And then see how he'll act. He'd be ready to fight. He'd be ready to jump over the table about LeBron. He'll be ready to flip over that table over LeBron, which to me is just a little bit too much if you ask me.